get past that road.
Yeah, done.
Thank you.
How you doing this morning, Judge?
It's Friday. You guys ready?
Ready.
Finally Friday. And let's get done.
That's the only one for it. Try. Let me see. I don't know if any food or drink doesn't- New division. There's the quality of the coffee. Yeah, good. Oh, there's a file, there's a physical file somewhere. in our files. That's fine. She should know where our physical files are. They're somewhere on the floor, and you should be able to get that from there. Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, instead of putting it in a physical file, you just upload it.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just ridiculous, so it's okay. I just wanted to have it's on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's doing the C cases? What's the C? Wait till what?
Okay, I start from the beginning.
There's a constitution.
We're a little behind, but it's sped up, so we should catch up.
It's all about it.
No,
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah. Or-
Yes, I reassigned the ones that were on there. It's just, sign some to do.
We didn't have enough mods. But I think, yeah, I think we're covered now. So, all right, nerds, you ready?
All right, Judge.
Guys,
page
ready?
one. Adam,
Here we go.
come on up.
I have someone in the waiting room that's trying to get in, and I don't know if this is a lawyer or not. Let me just real quick see if this is.
Our first victim.
Okay,
Page one, Adam.
Philip Adams. Mr. Adams, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On 920, officers were dispatched to 17460 Northwest Freeway in Harris County, Texas, in response to a road rage incident. Complaining witness was traveling on 290 when the defendant cut her off in traffic and began driving aggressively. Complaining witness exited and defendant followed her. Defendant defendant pull up next to complainant and threw rocks at her car, damaging the windshield. Complaining witness stopped at a parking lot and called the police while the defendant continued to circle her car. When officers arrived, defendant was gone and complaining witness provided physical description of car and license plate. Officers located D, who was at a nearby store via flock cameras. Defendant and defendant's car matched the description / license plate, and defendant was positively identified by CW.
Mr. Adams, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward to your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate these conditions, I will arrest you, put you in jail, and make your bond extremely high. You will not get any more PR bonds out of us. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you drive like this again or have any more road rage incidents, I will take your ability to drive. Let me tell you that living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Do you understand? It really, really sucks. Don't force me to do that, but I will do it next time if I find that you do it again. Exercise patience. You never know who you're messing with. They might have a gun. You know how many people get shot in Houston because of the same thing? So I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm gonna have you then take a seat in the jury box. I'll get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then we're gonna let you go. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case, so we're gonna give you time to get one. When you come back, please have a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Can you run his license just to make sure he has a license, please?
That's it. Come on up.
Okay, good. Is this Derek Addison?
Page 4, that's it.
Good morning, Mr. Bessis. Mr. Bessis, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 19, 2024, officers were dispatched in response to a family violence investigation. The officers met with the caller and the defendant. The officers went to detain the defendant. Defendant refused and would not place his hands behind his back. Officers ordered defendant to place his hands behind his back. Defendant refused and actively resisted by pulling away and moving his arms.
What was the investigation for?
It was a family violence investigation.
Was he doing anything wrong?
So the officer just advised him that he was being detained just for the purpose of the investigation. Kind of look and see what.
Do you have anything that he's doing wrong that would cause the Bessis?
We're taking a look, Judge.
Sure, take your time. There's no rush, really. I just want to make sure we get it right. That's it. You know?
So the complainant has told officers that the defendant began throwing things onto the floor, and he was upset and started to become verbally aggressive towards the complainant. The complainant stated that the defendant wrapped his right hand around the complainant's neck and pulled him down to the floor.
And so they came to investigate, and then he's just, okay. Mr. Bessis, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, what do you do for a living, sir?
Military, and then I just started on my social security.
How much do you get from Social Security a month? Okay, do we know, does the complaining witness want to have contact with him? And who is the complaining witness? Is it
Stepfather,
stepdaughter?
stepfather,
Stepfather? Stepfather? How old is his stepfather?
83. Just a misunderstanding.
Don't. But how much trouble can an 83-year-old create? Come on, man, it's like a little kitten.
The way the lady sounds.
All I need to know is whether he wants to have contact with you or not, because if you're acting aggressive and not being nice to him, I'm going to forbid you from having contact with this person. And if you live with this person, then that means you're not going to be able to live with him.
I mean, that was.
Well, you're saying that, but I don't know what his side is. Do you guys know?
I don't, but I can try to give him a call.
Let's do that. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Bessis, now is I'll appoint you a lawyer, and we're going to have the DAs reach out to him to see what he wants. I want to honor what his wishes are. And if he says he doesn't want to have contact with you, I'm going to order you not to have any contact with him. If he's okay with it, then I'm going to order you not to have any threatening or harassing contact with him. What you also need to understand is what is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. It's how he perceives. So if you start acting aggressive, I'm going to put you back in jail. All right, I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box for now, sir.
All right, Judge, we're gonna call up Spanish arraignments. Page 6, go ahead and sign for your reception.
What if we say no?
What, yeah.
I say yes, so that's all that matters.
Like that.
Page 6, Caballero, come on up.
Caballero.
What you said?
Ay, ay, ay.
You made me.
All right, go ahead.
What, you're here?
No, she just wants to go do something and I'll be back.
Mira, caballero, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis, soy intérprete. Solamente mire el juez.
ya.
Un poco más. Y nada más en español, por favor.
Nelly Caballero.
Yes, Ron.
Ms. Caballero, you were charged with prostitution. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On September 19th, 2024, officers were conducting an undercover investigation at El Punto de Oro, a club in Harris County, Texas.
What's it called?
El Punto de Oro?
El punto de oro, the gold point.
I thought you said the other word.
Right? No. Meanwhile,
Officers had received a tip that there was a vice-related transaction being conducted at the location. Officers had a conversation with dancer defendant Caballero, where she agreed to have straight sex for $100 penis to vagina.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you not to go back to this location. I'm also ordering you not to engage in this type of business anymore. If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. What, are you a citizen of the United States? Are you in this country with or without permission?
with permission.
I don't know if you do have it, or really, to me, this just doesn't matter. But you need to know that if there's any problem with your immigration paperwork, when you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will sit in custody until this case is over. Could be 6 to 9 months that you'll sit in jail waiting for everything to pan out. Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señorita?
Yes.
Don't violate any of these conditions. I see that you have a lawyer. Good job in having a lawyer. Because you do, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Garza and Associates. And then they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games or you've gone elsewhere, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
¿Entendió, sí, señor o no, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
I'll have you go to Victoria Center Reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to wait for your lawyer back. Thanks, guys.
Have a seat in the jury box. Next judge is page 6, Halel Perez.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Solo mire el juez, como ya le pase aquí, por favor.
Kal El, wasn't that Batman or Superman's father? Is it? No, what is it? Anyways, we'll get there. Mr. Kal El, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Attorney, not afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 22nd, officers were dispatched to 6047 Beverly Hill Street, Harris County, Texas, in response to a major crash. Officer arrived and observed defendant's car in a ditch with defendant sitting on the trunk. Complaining witness stated that he was driving when the defendant pulled out of an apartment complex and struck the front quarter panel of the complaining witness's car. Defendant then drove away without exchanging information, hit another car, and ran into the ditch. Upon arrival, officers observed glassy eyes, unsteadiness, and strong odor of alcohol. Officers attempted SFSTs on scene, but defendant was unable to perform due to his state of intoxication. Defendant attempted to bribe officers with 3,600 pesos, and officers transported him to JPC where SFSTs were performed. 6 out of 6 HGN, 8 out of 8 walk and turn, 4 out of 4 1.
A little slower, please.
Okay, sorry.
Remember, he's,
That's my first step.
Okay, where should,
Sorry, you're doing wonderful. Just
okay,
a little
no,
slower.
you're fine. Where should I start?
Just after the 3,600 pesos.
Defendant attempted to bribe officers with 3,600 pesos, and officers transported him to JPC where SFSTs were performed. 6 out of 6 HGN, 8 out of 8 walk and turn, 4 out of 4 one leg stand. DIC read and defendant consented. BAC 0.227,
God.
0.235.
Mr. Kal El Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a citizen of the United States? Are
No,
you in this country with or without permission?
permiso, sin permiso. No.
What happens if you go to jail? I want you to think about this.
Quiero que lo piense. Para
This is a very important part in your life right now.
Es muy importante de su vida, señor.
What happens if you go to jail?
Si usted va a una cárcel,
Arruinó mi vida.
I'll ruin my life.
Yes. What else?
¿Y qué más?
No está bien lo que hice.
It's just not good what I did.
Talking about it.
No estoy hablando de esa
You
parte.
need to know about the future. You need to know what happens to you if you go to jail. So I'm trying to get you to realize what happens if you go to jail. Because
I'll lose it all,
more or less,
más o menos.
immigration will put a detainer on you. You will sit in jail until first that this case is over with, and then you'll be shipped off to immigration. I will tell you now, because you have a felony open, that felony will take about 9 months to a year to resolve. And you will sit in custody the entire time. And then you'll be shipped off to immigration, and then you're going to wait another 6 months in jail, waiting for that to resolve, and then they will end up deporting you to your country of origin. If you do not want that to happen, then don't violate these conditions I put on you now. If I find that you do, I'm just going to put you in jail, and I don't care who you have here in your life, who depends on you. My main concern is public safety. And if I find that you endanger public safety, that's it. You said he had a 0.26, right?
0.227, 0.235.
I'm now ordering you to obtain a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. You do not have a Texas driver license, so you are not allowed to drive. And I'm going to tell you now, nothing makes me more upset than when someone drives without a license. You will be signing today an affidavit. This is a promise you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. And I don't care what your excuse is. Do you understand?
Sí, señor o no, señor.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
You will be randomly tested for drugs and alcohol likewise. If I find that you're consuming anything, I'll put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond double what your felony bond is. How old are you, sir?
¿Qué edad tiene usted, señor?
22 años.
22 years of age.
What do you do for a living?
Remodelación.
Remodeling.
How much money do you make a month?
$2,500.
¿Perdón?
2,500.
Around $2,500.
You live with?
¿Con quién vive usted?
Con un hermano y una tía.
Brother and an aunt.
Where are your folks?
¿A dónde están tus padres?
Guatemala.
Guatemala.
How long have you been here?
¿Cuánto tiempo llevo aquí?
2 años.
About 2 years.
How did you get here?
¿Cómo llegó aquí?
How did you get here?
¿Cómo llegó aquí?
Cruzando.
I crossed over.
We do not want people in our country
Personas aquí en nuestro país
if they're going to create trouble.
van a crear problemas.
And we have places for people who are here who take advantage of our country. You are not in this country with permission. You are not allowed to be here. At a minimum, you should not be creating trouble. One false move, I'm going to light you up. And I want you to understand that. Do you understand?
¿Usted entendió, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Let's have him apply for an appointed lawyer.
Que es un abogado oficio.
I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I don't care that you're 22. Your age makes no difference to me. All that matters to me is if you're a danger. You have been given a warning now. Heed this warning because you will not get another one. No alcohol, no drugs, rent. Did you get everything? Okay, got it. All right, come on.
It'd be better if you had some doo-wop girls in the corner.
Is Samuel? No worries.
You said Sergio, right?
Yes.
Take- No rush.
Solo mire el juez y le contesta en español nada más, por favor.
Sergio Samuel. Mr. Samuel, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
4,000
We're
dólares.
going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 22nd,
22 de septiembre
2024,
2024,
officers were
oficiales fueron
dispatched to a
despachados
possible DWI with a
caso de
follower.
manejo ebrio con un
Deputies arrived
Sí,
and
un
conducted a
perseguidor.
traffic stop
Oficiales llegaron
at the
y hicieron un paro de
5800
tránsito.
block of West
Esto,
Park Tollway,
5800
which is a
West
public
Park Tollway,
highway
es una
in
vía
Harris County,
pública en Condado de
Texas.
Harris, Texas.
The caller observed the
llamaron
defendant strike the
observó
left
que
and right
el
barrier
cliente le
walls
pegó
and nearly
las
striking other
paredes de barrera
vehicles.
izquierda y derecha y casi pegándole a otros vehículos.
Officers observed a
Oficiales
strong odor of
observaron un fuerte
alcohol
olor de
emitting
alcohol
from his breath,
emitiendo de su aliento,
urination,
o se
slurred
veía orinar,
speech,
el habla arrastrada,
swaying while standing
tambaleaba
and
al
walking.
pararse y al caminar.
Defendant admitted to
Acusado
consuming
admitió
approximately
consumir
4
aproximadamente
regular-sized
cuatro,
can Heinekens
Eh,
while at a
latas
friend's house.
regulares de plata de Heineken en la casa de un
SFSTs
amigo. Estudios de
conducted
vida terreno se realizaron
6 out of 6
6 de 6 pistas en
HGM,
listán horizontal,
6 out of 8 walking
8
turn,
pistas en camino en giro
and 4 out of 4
y
one
4
leg
de 4
stand.
pistas en el paro de una tierra.
Defendant was
El
detained
acusado fue
and read
detenido, se
DIC
le
and
leyó la
consented to PrEP
consentimiento previo de aliento.
0.174
0.174
and
y
0.172.
0.172 con los pruebas de alcoholismo.
Mr. Samuel, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Caso.
Are you in this country with or
Es
without
con
permission,
permiso, sin
sir?
permiso.
Sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una cárcel, señor?
¿Qué pasa?
What happens?
Yes.
Sí. ¿Qué pasa si va a una cárcel?
Voy arrestado.
¿Mm?
Voy arrestado. Y no me encierran.
I'd be arrested and I'd be locked up.
What else?
¿Y qué más?
Y hay probabilidades que pues me puedan mandar para mi país.
And there's possibilities that I could be sent back to my country.
That's what I want you
Eso es lo que yo quiero que usted
understand and
entienda
realize what you are
y
facing.
realice lo que está enfrentando cuando va a una cárcel.
Sí.
You will
Yes.
sit there for
Usted va
about
a quedarse
6 to 9
de 6
months.
a 9 meses
That's to happen.
esperando para que eso pase.
You're not in this country with,
Usted no está en este país
if you're
con
not
permiso.
here, you must be on your best behavior. Otherwise, there are dire consequences.
Bueno, está aquí, debe estar de su mejor.
It doesn't matter what you've been here for your entire life, 1 month, 2 months, if you're not here, they catch you. It's just not gonna go well. I'm putting conditions on your bond now. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I see that you consume alcohol or dope, I will put you in jail. You do not have a Texas driver license, do you?
No.
No,
Then you are not allowed to drive.
yo manejar.
Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor?
Sí,
You will
señor.
be
Yes, sir.
signing a promise with me likewise that you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, I will hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days every time you drive because it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand?
¿Se entendió, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
How old are you,
¿Qué
sir?
edad tiene usted, señor?
21.
21.
What do you do for a living?
¿A qué se dedica? ¿En qué trabaja?
Jardinería.
Garden work, yard work. ¿Con quién está aquí en este país?
Es con un familiar, con familiares, tío.
Family member, an uncle.
Where are your parents?
¿Dónde están sus padres?
Guatemala.
Guatemala.
It's like I'm hearing double.
Estoy escuchando aquí el doble.
Just sending you here by
Ellos
yourself.
simplemente te mandaron aquí a solas.
Sí, yo vengo por necesidad de que pues, mi país está crítico.
Yeah, I come here because, out of necessity, things in my country are pretty critical.
I get it,
Yo lo entiendo,
but don't bring your troubles.
pero
here.
no traiga sus problemas
We
para
don't
acá.
want it.
No se comporte de mal manera, no
And
es
if
lo
you were gonna
queremos.
be a public
Y si
danger
va a
here,
ser
I'm
un
gonna tell you now,
peligro para el
we
público,
don't
lo voy a
want
decir,
you here
no
if
te
you're gonna
queremos
act
aquí,
like
si vas a
this.
actuar así de esta manera.
This is the only warning
Esta es
that
la
you're
única
going to get.
advertencia que usted va a recibir de mí. señor
Take it
Samuel.
And
Tómela,
either do well with
o
it,
haga bien con ella,
you won't get another
o usted no
warning.
va a recibir otra
If I
advertencia.
find that you're using any alcohol or any kind of drugs, if I find that you're not
Ah,
acting like you're supposed to,
debe ser
or if I find that you drive, that's it.
hasta ahí.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give him another application
Le
as
voy a dar
well.
otra solicitud también para
Give you an
que
application for an appointed lawyer, but understand that you're walking on very thin ice.
está caminando sobre una capa de hielo.
Please.
Hacia allá, por favor.
There will be no learning. None.
Vic, who's this?
This is Vasquez on page 19.
Got it.
Y todos también dicen español, no dejen nada en blanco. Firme aquí, por favor. Hola, Javier. Perdón, la molestia. Sorry about the wait. Solo miro el juez y le contesta en español. ¿De dónde eres? Guatemala.
We just had this gentleman here because this gentleman had a public lewdness case where he was apparently
Aparentemente,
and allegedly having sex in a car with another woman. And now
ahora
he's picked up a new case.
Behavior in this case is disgusting.
I'm sorry.
Oops, my bad.
You now stand charged, Mr. Vasquez, with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. So you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one.
There's nothing
one will be
legitimate about
appointed
that
to you.
channel.
Officers
Observe.
observe.
I mean, it's
the defendant
mine.
Driving with his hazard lights on, slowly swerving through lanes of traffic. Officers conducted a traffic stop. Defendant did not roll down the window. Officer opened the driver door and asked the defendant to step out. Defendant came out slow and uncoordinated. Officer smelled strong odor of alcohol, slurred speech, droopy eyes. SFST 6 out of 6 HTM, 5 out of 8 walk and turn, 3 out of 4 one leg stand. DIC was read and defendant consented. Breath
Oh,
0.199.
thank you.
and point-
You tell him, Mendy.
And Your Honor, I also think that it's important to mention that in this previous case, the public lewdness, the defendant was also intoxicated in the back of the car in that case as well. And so this is kind of the second time that this is.
Well,
happening.
yeah.
What is the one thing I ordered you not to do, Mr. Vasquez?
Hiciera, señor Vázquez, ¿qué fue lo que yo le ordené que no hiciera? ¿Qué fue?
Was it get drunk and bang chicks in the back of a car?
La verdad, legalmente me pidió favor, pues a un compañero de apartamento.
Well, just, you know, she asked me for a favor, you know, we're partners, complex friends
What
and.
is the one
¿Cuál es
thing
la
I
Ask me
una
for a
cosa
favor.
que yo le
not
ordené a
to
usted
do?
que no
We made an
hiciera?
arrangement.
Es la una cosa que él le ordenó a usted que no hiciera. Piénselo.
O que la ley que me dijo que nomás que me pararon, pero no para yo buscarle, pues buscarle el para no causar tráfico me
Well, you know, the law stopped me and well, what I did was, you know, I just didn't want to cause any traffic.
What? What the hell did
I
he
need another
just say?
I'm printing that out, Vic. Can you bring it? Let me have it, please.
Escuche las preguntas que le hace el juez, hombre.
He was trying to avoid traffic, Judge.
I'm Luis, by the way.
He's a hero.
Natural flow work, natural speed bump.
¿Qué es eso?
¿Qué es eso, señor?
¿Qué es eso?
¿Qué es eso?
That's right. Ay,
Usted quiere
caramba.
hacer una declaración juramentada de no
Entonces.
manejo. ¿De quién es esta firma?
es mío.
Quiero que tú ves. Hey. What's his name?
Samuel.
José Vázquez.
No. Quédate ahí. Quiero que tú ves.
Yeah.
¿Qué me dijiste ahí? ¿Qué me dijiste?
¿Qué estás diciendo en este papel?
Que no puedo manejar.
That I won't be able to drive.
Ajá, que no podía manejar y manejé.
I'm a bilingual
But I shouldn't drive,
lounge singing
but I drove.
judge.
What happens now?
¿Qué pasa ahora? I'm gonna be arrested.
Correct.
Correcto.
Not only that,
No solo eso.
I will now have a hearing,
Ahora voy a tener una audiencia.
and if they prove to me that you were driving, you will be facing 180 days in jail.
80 días en una cárcel.
So now I am revoking both of your
Estoy
bonds,
revocando sus dos
and I'm going to
fianzas,
set them extremely high.
dejarlas extremadamente altas.
It goes with you.
El oficial, va con el señor.
Which is number one, wrong.
Yeah.
On Sergio Samuel, did you do one condition? I just heard the no drugs.
Yeah, no driving, no drugs, no alcohol, random UAs. I didn't put a device because it's not as high as the other gentleman.
Thank you. All right, Judge, case 8, Escada, Ruben.
Is that the last Spanish speaker?
Yes, Judge.
Do you have an arraignment?
I have a bond violation.
Okay, let me just, sorry, do you have anywhere else to go?
No, this is all I have today.
Okay, let's do the arraignment.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Esqueda?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On page 8.
Ruben Esqueda,
Yes.
you were charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complainant and the defendant were dating at the time of the offense. On 9/21/2024, officer was dispatched to a disturbance located at 724 West 11th Street in Harris County, Texas. Complaining witness was asleep when the defendant began yelling and screaming at her. Complainant could not understand what the defendant was saying due to the defendant being high on mushrooms and intoxicated. Complainant decided to leave the residence to avoid an altercation. Defendant then grabbed both of her arms, causing pain. Complaining witness tried to get away from him, and the defendant scratched her on both of her hands and forearms, causing pain.
Do we know if she wants to have contact with him?
It looks like someone reached out and spoke to her. I don't see anything about no contact, but she said that she just wants him to get help and sober.
Mr. Esqueda, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system right now, and you're to come back. If you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will issue a warrant, and I'm going to make it extremely high. You will not get any more PR bonds. As of right now, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find if you're using, I'm going to put you in jail. And if you continue to use, I will hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. Do you understand? If you are not, now, I'm giving you the opportunity to stop on yourself. If you're unable to do it, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I did. Do you understand? Okay. Vic, I'd like to send him for a drug test, and then we'll have him come right back.
All right, right this way.
Okay.
Next,
Judge,
Judge.
he
is-
also has a portable device on the magistrate docket.
Does he? Okay, so let's have him test now, and then we'll.
Still
come
can't
back
get over
to
the last
discussion.
guy.
Thanks.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and sign for your reception.
We had two arguments. One,
Page
Ju-
8,
Judge, I was
Fleming,
doing her a
Solano.
favor, which is fantastic. And two, I was concerned about traffic. I don't know how that helps his cause. but
Mr.
that's what
Jaworski,
he
do you
said.
have an arraignment? Good morning, Mr. Fleming. Mr. Fleming, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On September 20th, officers observed the defendant driving 80 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone on US 59, Harris County, Texas, and initiated a traffic stop. Officers observed odor of marijuana and conducted PC search. During search, officer found handgun under the driver's seat, a container with a green leafy substance under the driver's seat, and a plastic bag with white powder believed to be cocaine. Defendant admitted ownership of gun and drugs.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, I'm sending one more for you. Okay, Mr. Fleming, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm sending you for a drug test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to come back immediately after the test. If you fail to come back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
19.
19. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're on his license, please. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to use any illegal substances and not to be in possession of weapons. If I find that you violate these conditions, likewise, I'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so for now, we'll have you sign a reset. We're going to send you down for a drug test and then you're to come immediately back. We'll wait for your lawyer to get here as well. Okay, all right. Please.
I think he's gonna join a Zoom call. That's what he told me.
I don't see him yet, but as soon as he gets here, we'll address the reset and everything. Okay,
Thanks.
please. Great, thanks.
Page 9, Garza, come on up. Garza Moulton.
Good morning, Mr. Garza. Mr. Garza, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 21st, 2024, officers observed defendant's vehicle without taillights during nighttime hours and running a red light at an intersection of Aldine Bender Road and Aldine Westville Road in Harris County, Texas. Traffic stop was initiated. Officers made contact with the defendant. Officer observed a strong odor of alcohol. Defendant stated he was coming from a gas station, was heading home, and consumed no alcoholic beverages. SFSTs administered HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 0 out of 4. Officers read DIC and D declined breath. Blood search warrant obtained and executed.
You said you had the strong odor of alcohol, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Garza, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Has he ever been arrested for DWI before?
No, Judge.
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Can you run his license, please, just to make sure he has one? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to advise you now that if you like your driver's license, get on it quick. Don't sit there and wait a month or two because you're only hurting yourself. We're going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll meet with pretrial for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. All right? Please.
Right this way.
His license is down.
Great. Thanks.
Gaskin. Page 9, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Gaskin. Ms. Gaskin, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Officers were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident in the 10199 block of North Eldridge Parkway, Harris County, Texas. Complaining witness stated that the defendant rear-ended him and they pulled over into a nearby parking lot. When the complainant walked up to the car, he observed that the defendant was slumped over in the driver's seat. Complainant stated he could smell a strong odor of alcohol from the defendant. When officers arrived, defendant told officers she had 2 beers. Officers observed slurred speech and glassy eyes. They performed SFSTs, 6 out of 6 HGN, 4 out of 8 walk and turn, 2 out of 4 one leg stand. DIC read and D consented to breath, 0.226 and 0.237.
Oof. Any prior DWIs?
No, Judge.
Ms. Gaskin, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, ma'am?
Yes.
Can you run a license, please? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
No, I do not.
Then you're not allowed to drive. And I'm making that a condition of your bond. If you want to drive, go get liability insurance, prove it to us that you have it, and then I'll allow you to drive. As it stands now, I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I'll arrest you, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for now, you're not allowed to drive, so we will have you get a portable unit that you will take with you everywhere you go. What do you do for a living, man?
I work for a learning center. A learning center, Kimball Learning Center.
Okay, what kind of income do you have, man?
I get paid twice a month, approximately 22.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks I get paid.
Okay, we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. You need a lawyer to represent you. If you like your license, I would get on it quick. Don't sit there and wait because you're only hurting yourself. You understand? Okay, so I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm gonna also have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. Ms. Gaskin, I want you to take it extremely serious. I just am now gonna have a contempt hearing on another person earlier today that violated our no driving affidavit. He's sitting in custody now, and I'm gonna make his bond $50,000. So don't violate this. When I say no driving, I really mean it. Okay, and I mean, if you can get liability insurance today and prove it to us today, I'll allow you to drive today. But no driving until you have insurance. That's the law. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law.
Our license is valid.
Thanks. I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I will get you to Victoria. We're gonna have you sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pre-chop for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go, man. Did you file guardian interlock paperwork? Okay, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 11. Hernandez, come on up.
Benny Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
September 22nd, 2024, officer responded to assist on the scene of a crash at 1520 block of College Avenue in Harris County, Texas. Officer made contact with the defendant, the driver. Officer observed slow speech and odor of alcohol. Defendant stated he did not know where he was coming from or how he ended up at the location. Defendant stated that he consumed 6 drinks but was not sure what kind. SFSTs administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk-in turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. Defendant was read the GIC and refused breath. Blood search warrant obtained and executed. This license is valid.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You have a valid, you say you have a valid Texas driver license. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. We will randomly test you. If you find that you're using and whatever it may be, I don't care whatever it is, you'll go back to jail. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire lawyers. So I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pre-chop for your bond conditions and then you're good to go. All right.
All right, Judge, page 13. Loyola.
What's going on here? This has gotten normal. All right, this could go south.
Alexandra Loyola. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
The complainant and the defendant were dating at the time of the altercation. On September 19th, 2024, officers were dispatched through disturbance.
Let me guess.
And met with the complaining witness who stated that Both the complainant, both her and the defendant were
You have two
intoxicated and
reasons.
got into a verbal argument. And he tried to grab his keys
She's
and leave.
innocent.
The complainant tried to grab his keys and leave. Defendant then punched complaining witness multiple times with a closed fist with both hands, causing pain. Officers observed complainant to have red marks, bruising on the back of his left ear towards his neck, and a scratch on his forehead. Officers attempted to detain the defendant. The defendant became combative, kicking the officer on the front and back of his leg, causing pain.
Yeah, I see that she picked up the assault of a peace officer as well. That must be a heck of a video. Ms. Loyola, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using any alcohol or dope, and I don't care what it is, I don't care whatever source it is, you're going to go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do we know what he wants?
I see that a call was made. It says that he wants no threatening, harassing contact with the defendant.
The protective order, yeah. It looks like a protective order has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you as a violation of a protective order. And that's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You start violating conditions there, I can hold you at no bond. Zero bond until this case is over with, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my town. Do you understand?
How would I do for him? Let him have him?
Let me ask you this, though. Has CPS been involved in your life? What's going on with that now?
They just went to my house, they did it, they just talked to me, they're gonna go to his house, talk to him, and really it was his self-defense, he had assaulted me
I'm not
before.
talking about the case. I'm not doing that now. All I'm saying is that now this is your third case that you're working on, right? You've got young kids. What's gonna happen if you go to jail for 6 months? Who's gonna take care of those kids? What do you think they're gonna say? Hey, where's mommy? What are those kids gonna say? I'm not saying anything about your kids. I'm telling you now, I don't want you to have contact with this person. No contact whatsoever. And I just, doesn't matter to me. I mean, you're gonna have to find an intermediary for the kids, but just no contact and no weapons. And I'm gonna tell you now, if you continue to pick up cases, just kiss the kids goodbye. CPS will take them in a heartbeat. And I'm gonna tell you now, when CPS gets involved in your life, it gets extremely, not only expensive, but time consuming, arduous, and your life is gonna go even more sideways than it is now. So no alcohol, no drugs, no contact. That's all I'm asking to do now. And don't pick up any new cases. I will tell you that I won't give you any more PR bonds. So all I'm asking you to do is just behave. That's it. What do you do for a living, man?
Subcontractor for HUD.
Sorry?
I'm a subcontractor for HUD.
Okay. And what kind of money do you make a month?
2,500, maybe less. Right now school is low, so I work for job.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I have an application. All right, I have an application on file, Vic. We can appoint a lawyer. So I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we'll have you take a seat at your box. You will meet with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and after that, we'll have you talk to someone here shortly. You're walking and you're skirting a thin line. Just be careful what you do. You understand, man? Okay, please.
Mr. Garza wants clarification on his bond conditions.
Say it again.
He wants clarification on his bond conditions.
Okay, what clarification do you need?
Doesn't know if he needs a portable interlock device.
It's a first, right?
Yes.
I don't think that, what's less, Garza? I don't think I ordered one. Moses, right?
Yes.
No prior DWIs, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, I didn't order. I don't, just no alcohol, no drugs and random UAs.
Just you didn't order what?
Interlock on Garza. top of, or,
Oh, Garza Moses?
yeah, yeah, I didn't. Just, Mr. Garza, don't force me to put one on. Don't use alcohol or drugs. Otherwise, then I will. Do you understand? Don't use anything.
All right, Judge, next is page 17. Sims, come on up.
Good morning, Ms. Sims. Ms. Sims, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be 22.
On September 21st, 2024, officers initiated a traffic stop on a silver Hyundai sedan for failing to make an immediate right turn onto a public roadway and turning into the number 2 lane in the 14500 block North Freeway in Harris County, Texas.
Wait, what's this now? Does he turn?
I wasn't going to
incorrectly?
mention it.
For real?
I can read the offense report for you really quick, Judge, and make sure that's what I have right here.
Keep going. We'll get there. We're gonna
Upon
have to-
approaching the driver, the officer observed a heavy odor of marijuana coming from inside the vehicle and detained the defendant, who stated she had smoked marijuana earlier but did not provide a time. Probable cause search was performed on the vehicle, which revealed a .25 or 25 caliber handgun in the defendant's purse, as well as several marijuana roaches and blunts, which had mostly been smoked already. Total weight of marijuana was found to be 0.1 ounces. Further search revealed a sealed blue baggie in the center console containing 1 pill, which officer believed to be ecstasy. Pill was weighed and found to be 0.2 grams.
You didn't know y'all stink. Okay, that's the
So the stop was for, I think, making a right-hand turn, and instead of making immediate right, turning into the farther left lane.
So Judge, if you think about it like a 3-lane road, she's on the right lane, she's supposed to turn into the furthest right lane for public safety, because if there's people coming from the other side of the road making a left turn,
So she goes into the,
she goes into the middle of the road when she's supposed to go into the right side of it.
is there a particular statute that they cite that violates? I'm curious.
We can find a judge.
No rush. And let's finish and then we'll come back and revisit.
I'm gonna find the
Ma'am,
right now.
I'm gonna just have you take a seat real quick so we can do a deeper dive,
Yes,
okay? Please. Just don't leave.
Yes, sir.
Next is page 18. Vasquez, come on up.
Number one, wrong. Know what I'm saying? Number one, wrong. Know what I'm saying?
I can't do it, Mr. Vasquez. We've given you PR bond after PR bond after PR bond and you failed to show up. Is this 3 or 4 for Mr. Vasquez?
This is 3 in total.
I'm running out of spots. Take a seat for me in the jury box, Mr. Vasquez.
Wait a second.
Do we know if Mr. Duong's gonna be here today?
I'm not sure, Judge. I can email him and ask. him.
Yeah, let me text him. too.
We have one more. Okay, Judge, page 3, Augustine.
Uh-oh. What is going on here?
This is Miss Augustine.
Yes, Judge, page 3.
It's on point for today, though.
You now stand charged with another case. You now are charged with harassment. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
The complaining witness, who is the ex-boyfriend, made a report to officers that his ex-girlfriend, the defendant, was sending him multiple text messages threatening to harm and kill him. Specifically, the defendant sent, "And I'm calling GD to fuck your shit up. You said some fuck shit like that, I will kill you. I promise you that." Complainant stated that he was in fear of his life.
Ms. Augustine, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever and not to be in possession of weapons. You picked up a case while you're on bond. Guess what
Just sounds
happens
fun.
now? Guess what happens, man? What is the one thing I asked you not to do? What have you done? Correct. Your logic is impeccable. So guess what happens? She goes with you. Okay. Okay.
All right. I have to leave it there. I've got a schedule to keep. That's why I squeezed it in early. I have a couple good clips too, but I don't have time for them now. I was having too much fun. Easy content. Going over and seeing Judge Fleischer. That was fantastic. It was perfect for my chat on a Friday. Still my favorite is the guy who said, first of all, Judge, I was doing her a favor. I gotta put that in the thumbnail or title somewhere. And then retreats too. I was concerned about traffic. I don't know how getting busy in a car alleviates traffic. I guess you're not driving. It's not really. There are less restrictive ways to do that, but okay. You know, maybe I can follow it. All right. Behave yourselves. It's Friday. I'm not bailing you out. I'll see y'all soon.